And welcome to Lunch with Ledyard, the second edition in March 2017. We've been gone for about 3 weeks due to the conference tournament and spring break and a softball game that came up during the week. So we didn't have time to really prepare for this. So now we've got some time for this week, and we're back for the show as Coach Shirley just joined in. Hello, Coach Shirley. So, getting back into the swing of things a little bit with Lunch with Ledyard, as today's slate will be football, new head football coach Scott Highsmith. We're going to talk some tennis with Coach Bramlett and also a player, Cody Highsmith. They did some work in South Carolina with the Special Olympics over spring break, and finish off with hockey with Carson Combs, graduate assistant coach and player for them. So before we do that, we got to move on to our Cline corner, KROCK corner. We've never really come up with a line.
I mean, it's a KROCK corner, obviously.
KROCK corner.
I guess we can go with that.
The KROCK corner.
Yeah, I'm a crocodile, so.
All right, Kenneth. So coming off spring break last week, what'd you do for spring break?
Well, let's see. I had 4 days off. I went to the Houston Rodeo for a little bit. I mean, I didn't go to the show and all, but I was able to conquer my fear of heights. Went up on a Ferris wheel and survived that, thank goodness. If you follow, I might have put us to that on Twitter or something, so it'd be nice to follow. Went on a couple of rides. Then hung out with a friend of mine. I actually saw, interestingly, I actually was at Buffalo Wild Wings with a friend of mine, and guess who was over at the table next to me? John McClain. He was
I was going to say Tony Romo.
No, I wish it was Tony Romo, but John McClain, the beat writer for the Texans, a Houston Chronicle guy, he does things, a former Baylor grad as well, so sat next to him and all, didn't talk to him, of course, and then other than that, just hung out and got to catch a few Rockets games while I was there.
And you got to meet your new dog.
It's funny because I came back home with 2 dogs and I left with 3 dogs, so we're becoming an orphanage for dogs.
And the dogs were friendly with you?
Well, Jessie's a little feisty one. She can be a bit aggressive, biting, kind of, but she's got a long ways to go. Charlie, on the other hand, he's only for temporary reasons.
March Madness, Kenneth, Baylor grad. Are you happy where they're standing right now, both men and women?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, women's team, they're very good, playing very well. Men's team, they're making some noise here, but I know they got a tough game against South Carolina. I mean, odds are we probably should win that game, but, South Carolina, you're coming off knocking off the upset against Duke and all, and it's going to be a tough game. I mean, especially playing in Madison Square Garden, but I think we got what it takes.
That'll be fun. They'll be up there. So is your bracket already busted?
Yep. After Villanova loss, I was busted already, so I'm out of my...
the repeat, huh?
I mean, I think most everybody was picking a repeat, so...
I didn't. I picked Arizona to win it.
Oh, interesting pick. Interesting.
Yeah, we'll see. But I did have Iowa State in the national championship, and that is not happening anymore.
Why would you pick Iowa State in the national championship?
Because they were playing well. They were one of those teams that could...
Well, I will say this. One of my aunts has a dumber bracket than yours. She had Baylor and Minnesota in the national championship game.
So you're saying my bracket's dumb?
No, not the worst, but...
You called my bracket dumb.
Oh, I wouldn't say it was that dumb, but I just thought...
a dumber bracket.
No, my aunt's bracket was dumber than... But yours is not...
You better just stop talking, Kenneth. Yeah, I picked them just because I don't know, they were playing well. I kind of like them. I know their marketing lady up there, and yeah, I like the Cyclones. So, but I do have Baylor in the Final Four.
Oh, that's good.
So, talking a little bit of ETBU athletics, spring season going well for the sports. The tennis teams are on fire right now. Women sitting at 9-1, 10-1, I believe. They've won 10 straight matches. Men are at 4-6-1, 5-match unbeaten streak because their last match was a tie due to the lights going out in South Carolina because it was too late to play. So they just turned them out on them. So they're an unbeaten streak. Track and field's been doing well. I've had a couple players of the week. Baseball and softball is starting to really pick it up now. Baseball just swept the doubleheader against Louisiana College, and I think they're
12-9.
12-9 now. Sitting 6-3 in the American Southwest Conference, and softball 18-3 overall, or 18-4 overall, and has done a really nice job nationally ranked there. and sitting, I think, third or fourth in the American Southwest Conference, which has all 4 teams nationally ranked. The top 4 teams in the ASC are in the top 25 in the ASC, so very tough conference there for the American Southwest Conference. So, Kenneth, your take on spring sports right now?
I'll tell you what, tennis really on fire. They have been very impressive. The women's team, obviously, they've been in control of things, but the men's team, tell you what, something must have happened. I thought it was going to be paradise for them, but after what happened in the last game, I'm like, come on now. A little paradise ruined there, but they were able to still go undefeated. Very impressive for them. So, men's team starting to pick it up. I mean, this is kind of a repeat of last year where they started off slow, but they've suddenly started to pick it up. So, hopefully they keep the momentum going. Track and field, yeah, I mean, they're definitely good. Some good athletes there. I got a couple of players of the week. I mean, Chase Soika, Thomas Reynolds, guys that were named ASC Player of the Week awards, and talked with Coach Prather. I almost forgot her name there, but I mean, she went inside and ran in Dallas Cowboy Stadium, and I told her that's a better seat than what I had there because I had the nosebleed seats out there that one time. So I did that. Softball. Again, like you said, a very tough conference. I mean, because obviously you still got Tyre. UTD's been picking up the pace, LC as well. So definitely some good competition that they've been playing recently, and hopefully they can still, work together to, get themselves in a good position to make a run for it in the conference tournament. And then last but not least, baseball. And I'll tell you what, I will admit this. I'm not a guy that likes to criticize here. I mean, I know that, they've had a couple of games where it could have gone either way as well, but for some reason they suddenly woke up after the second game against LC, the doubleheader, and they just managed to win. And I'm so glad that they did that. Otherwise, I wouldn't have to get into their faces and do this. As if to say, wake up call. This thing would... Sorry, I was thinking about doing that as well, but...
Yeah, baseball had a hard game the night before on Friday night. They lost 14-2. Turn around on Saturday, won a walk-off 9-8 in the bottom of the 7th inning.
7-inning game.
And then take the 9-inning game and end it in 7 with a 13-0 shutout from Zach Pierce. So they turned around there and played real well on that weekend there. So this week, though, we've got double headers home this weekend. Saturday, baseball and softball together. Softball against Concordia, Texas, and baseball against Sul Ross State. Baseball's moved their games to Saturday, Sunday. We haven't announced it online or anything yet because of the weather. And Saturday will be a fun day here with all those games going on. So looking forward to this weekend, Kenneth. So any last thoughts with the KROCK?
Well, I have to say I am a little bit I'm in a little bit of a confused, complicated state because, as you also know, the World Baseball Classic's going on, and the finals are between United States and Puerto Rico, and I have a problem. I got at least 3 guys from the Astros that are playing. 2 for the United States, Alex Bregman and Luke Gregerson, and 1 for Puerto Rico. I don't know, some hot guy named Carlos Correa now. And I'm still debating back and forth. Should I root for USA or should I root for Puerto Rico? I mean, I like those guys, but in the end, blood's thicker than water. Blood's thicker than water. Go USA!
All right, Kenneth.